Welcome to the National Researcher Podcast with your host, Sasha, a.k.a. Jonah Hill. I think we're going to deep dive on that today. You ever heard about the Jonah Hill thing?
Yo, you want to know something crazy, bro?
What?
I didn't hear anything of what you said, my nigga. I'm so sorry.
Wow. We were just checking audio for like 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
and then
bro.
the second this shit starts, you hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I hear you perfectly.
Well, introduce yourself. Let's get on the topic. Let's get on some pop culture, seeing as how Christian's still out.
Yeah. It is Thriller from the 3, a.k.a. I might lean out and boot like Bucky or back this ching and swing like Chucky.
Still on your Grimes kick, huh?
Yeah, man, I got more. I got enough for probably the rest of this podcast. I'll have them forever. I love UK drill. Anyway, yeah, it's Thriller from the 3. So, what it do, my bro?
What it do? Let's talk about. So, are you in the know about the Keke Palmer and the Jonah Hill situations of the universe?
I am.
Let's get your thoughts. First of all, Well, let's get into what you know about the situations. What do you know about the Keke Palmer situation?
All right, she was at an Usher show, right? Mm-hmm. Dressed a certain way, dressed beautifully, and Usher was all singing and grinding on her and all that. And her man went to the internet and said, she's a mother out here dressing this way and doing this. That's what I understand. Right? Is that what?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Mad unorganized this episode. And do you how do you feel? Do you sympathize with him? Do you sympathize with Keke?
Fuck no. What?
What are your thoughts if you were in his situation?
The thing is, if you are, and look, I don't know what it's like to be the partner of a icon and star, but I have been the partner to a super bad bitch. So you have to understand, right? There is value there. If your wife is fucking Keke Palmer, bro, and she's young and beautiful, people are going to want her. You know that she wants to show up how sexy she is because she's a person. She is an art. She's an artist. And to insinuate because she's a mother, she can't express herself in these ways is just silly. And obviously sexist, or misogynistic. And yeah. Yeah.
So you're the baby daddy. You're 100% comfortable in the situation. You're 100% moving valid. You think she's coming home. You saw the viral clip. You're going happy for you, babe.
Probably not. I'm probably gonna not feel good about it a little bit, and we might have to have a talk about maybe he was on you too much or blah blah blah. But how you're dressed, no. Because I'm gonna know what you're wearing going into that. And also, I'm not going to run to the internet to complain about my partner. Like, especially when you have an audience. Like, it's one thing to go to Twitter or Facebook and you start, typing your little status about your significant other or whatever. But, like, to be like, okay, I got 1 million followers. People are going to want to know what's going on with my wife. And people know that she's my girl or whatever. Let me go to Instagram and say, blah, blah, blah. Let me air out our dirty laundry or, I just think that is not the way to go. I don't think that's the move.
Yeah, definitely 100% agree with you there. You do not take your internet. The internet does not need to know about your relationship for sure.
It's crazy.
We know I love sluts, so I love a promiscuous woman, a promiscuous dressing woman. I will, however, play devil's advocate just for the sake of content and say that, like, I feel like if my woman is pushing up on a man who's got a classic line of don't leave your girl around me, true player for real, I'm gonna feel away. I might just feel away. I'm gonna feel away at home. But I feel like when I get home, first of all, if she was all turned on by Usher, she should have came home and put it on her man and said, Usher ain't got shit on you. I'm sorry, because that's the thing. I feel like, and again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here for content, but, you know, we talk about, hey, you know, this guy shouldn't have aired his grievance on the internet. And I think no matter who you are, right? I think across the board, no matter what side of the fence you're on, I think pretty much everyone is like on the side of why did you do this online? Yeah. But we're not really talking about the fact that Keke Palmer was pushing up on another nigga online. Why are we like, why is that? True. That's worse. That is true. I feel like that's worse. If he was at the club getting grinded on.
Right.
But everyone's, I feel like, giving it a pass because, oh, well, he's either they're giving it a pass because he's Usher, or they're giving it a pass because Keke's already famous. And, you know, Keke can't control what goes out there about her. I understand that.
Of course.
But, like, you know the camera's on you. What you doing, man? What you doing, Keke?
Yeah.
I'm on the side of Keke for the most part, but like I said, I just feel like no one's playing that angle of, like, she was half naked on another nigga.
Yeah, that is unfortunately true.
And honestly, I feel like it's a little bit his fault too, because like you could have packaged it like that. Like I feel like, do you think the internet would have a different kind of take if he said, you know, this really hurts my feelings? Like if he said that publicly, he was like, damn, like this really, like I really wanted you home with our son, but this is what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? If you came at it from a different angle, because I feel like the outfit was the least offensive thing in this whole operation. Right. The outfit was fine.
The dress was cool, bro. Usher's fingers in her mouth was not. But I don't think he would get sympathy. I think he would get called a simp and get laughed at. And then everybody else, because I feel like, you know what it is. It's like people are gonna apologize for the stars, the celebrities that they have their parasocial imaginary relationship with. So the stands are the stands.
I mean, I feel like it probably still would have been, because I feel like right now, I feel like maybe only like. Here's the thing about, like, black women celebrities, right? They're on top right now. Black women celebrities, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Nicki Minaj's, the Beyoncé's, the Kikis, the Issa Rae's, their fan bases are, like, the strongest they've ever been. They're getting the most... Every black woman in Hollywood is getting the most support in history right now. And it's, like, it's not even close to, like... 90s, you know what I mean? Like a Beyonce fan, a Destiny's Child fan in 2001 has got nothing on a Beyonce fan today, as an Issa Rae fan today, you know what I mean? So I feel like in the zeitgeist of popularity, you know, I feel like there was no, even if Keke was dead wrong, I feel like at least 70% of the 60% is going to be on her side, regardless of what the situation is. But I feel like if he would have came at it with a little more sensitivity, you know, kind of played the angle of like, this is hurting my feelings. Yeah. I think like people wouldn't have not been on his side still, but I don't think he would be met with such vitriol. You know what I mean? He's getting, the memes are shitting on him. There's these think pieces about, you know, men controlling women, and it's like, well, you can't get the controlling narrative off if he's just genuinely sad. And I feel like the quality too of the the people, like if he's like letting off his feelings for real, like, yo, this really like made me upset, and everyone's like, you're a bitch, then it kind of makes people start to look away, like you know what I mean? Like there might be, I might think he's a bitch, and then this other person might think he's a bitch, but the fact that this other person doesn't think highly of me and we have the same opinion, they're going, wait, let me look at this from a different angle. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's what he did. I mean, I think that's what most men do wrong. I think most men don't. They always, and this is such a man thing, and I have to fight it myself sometimes, but it's like, you always come from the angle of like, like men, like as their first instinct, don't come from a place of like, I am hurt. Their first thing is to like fix things or correct things.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So you think he didn't leverage this opportunity well? Do you think he could have leveraged
Exactly.
this in some way? I think he could have.
I personally don't think he cared about the outfit. I think he felt offended. I think his boys was cooking him up in the group chat. And that's when he was like, fuck, I gotta say something. He was probably a couple shots deep with his boys, you know.
Yeah.
Saw that on Twitter, had to say something, and he couldn't say what he wanted to say, which was,
yeah,
this is what you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, like, Keke, he didn't do the right thing, but like, you put him in a rough spot. That wasn't nice. That's like, if it happens, it's one thing. The people who were there see it, it's one thing. But like, it goes viral. That's pain.
I mean, I guess she can't help that. You know, again,
right.
She is a very famous person. She's been pretty much in the spotlight her entire existence. She can't help it, but at the same time, like, I mean, I just have to come at it from a different angle because I feel like everyone's just trying to cook bro up, and you know, and it's so funny because I feel like there's all these like men's health advocates online who aren't even saying what I'm saying. They're saying that like they're literally saying that like they're saying without saying that Keke should have known not to. How do I put this? Like, she should know. Like, a lot of these men's health advocates never place the onus on the man to be vulnerable. They're always like, hey, the woman should have known that the man isn't capable of being vulnerable, so you should put yourself in a position where he doesn't have to. Right. So, like, in these men's health advocates don't think about the health of men. They just want to force women to think 10 steps ahead of niggas. You know? And it's fucking stupid. So, and with that, you know, we also have the Jonah Hill situation. Did you hear about that one?
That one I know more of the details on. That one I know a little bit more into it. Yeah, that one I know.
So yeah,
I think he's a fuck
put me on.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently Jonah Hill, who is, I'm not sure his age. He's around our age. I believe he's older than me. He's dating.
I think he's 33.
He's dating a girl who is 21 years old, and she is a surfing influencer. She's like an influencer and a surf teacher. He's 39. Jonah Hill's about to be 40, and he's dating this 21-year-old. Or is she 25? Nah, she's 21. So he's dating this 21-year-old surfer or whatever, and now he hits her up and is like, yo, you doing your life the way you've been doing it is hurting my feelings. He used therapy speak, you know, which is really just having a good vocabulary and understanding. But no, he kind of reverse like try to manipulate her. I don't know. I'm not good at explaining shit.
He basically, from what I understand, there was Sarah Brady who dated him 2021 to 2022 at some point, had a little brief stint with him. Basically, she released some text messages from him from, you know, obviously last year, of him kind of basically laying out a bunch of, you know, quote unquote rules and disguising them as boundaries in order to continue dating him. And just letting you guys know again, I am going to play devil's advocate strictly for content's sake. But yeah, he laid out a big, creepy, weird set of rules. Let's see if I could find the text messages here. Basically saying that, you know, you can't be around men. You can't post in bikini even though you're a surfer. You can't, you know, basically like laying all those rules. And he kind of said, hey, these are my boundaries. But he kind of framed it in a very controlling, narcissistic way. Let's see if I can get these text messages up. Jonah Hill text. And I guess there's kind of a conversation going on right now of like, Jonah Hill weaponizing therapy talk and being emotionally abusive. Yeah. And again, I'm just gonna take the hot take here, but let me just go through this article real quick. What are your thoughts first? Do you think Jonah Hill was wildin'? Do you think? What are your thoughts here?
I think he's bugging for sure, but I feel like I feel like it just needs to kind of like we should have just started at the fact that he's 39 dating a 21-year-old. That's like that. I feel like that problem there. You know, someone who's this much older dating someone this age, at that developmental stage where they don't know what's going on, and it can be very, you know, look, we fucking know the nigga. You 40, she's 21. Like the kind of
wait, is she 21 or 25? I think she's 25. I think the conversation 25. Changes if she's 25.
Yeah. 25
it changes. I feel like 25. 21 is.
It is older. 25 is older, but it kind of changed. Like you're about to be 40 and a 25-year-old. Like I'm a 33-year-old and I know some 25-year-olds, and they are too young for me. For sure. But this ain't about me. It's about Jonah Hill. I think that's kind of the problem there. Like you're already on some controlling manipulation type shit, being with someone who's just not at the same place in life as you because of the age difference. So I think it like this is kind of, well, what else did we think would fucking happen with someone who's dating someone who's way more impressionable at a way more impressionable time period? Not saying that Sarah Brady actually is personally, but the differences in the way your mind is working and the kind of shit that you value and the kind of and that's another thing too. It's like, yo, she's 25 doing her life, doing the things that he did. I mean, obviously he wasn't a fucking surf influencer, but like you can't just stop. You can't make someone like, nah, you're not allowed to post pictures. You're crossing my boundaries, because like that's not fair to say that's a boundary when that was something she was doing before, like he was someone who could set a boundary, so to speak. Like, imagine like going into a relationship saying, look, you know, I met you because I really liked your music and I like your beats, but you can't be at the studio. You can't make beats. Or you can't make videos of you making beats. I'd be like, bitch, I've been with beats longer than you. The fuck? Skirt. But I'm very interested to hear your devil's advocate side.
Well, okay, the devil's advocate thing is kind of hard for me to do right now because I'm reading more text messages.
You read it, it's like, this nigga's fucked, bro.
I read like the original like couple where he was like in the relationship kind of telling her what to do. And so my hot take for that, my devil's advocate for that was that, again, I don't agree with any of the rules he's setting. I don't agree with any of these boundaries. I don't agree with how he's talking. This is white people business, but gotta put the content out. To play devil's advocate, closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I mean? If he wanted something, don't think he's in the wrong for asking. You know what I mean? I feel like, and again, this is just kind of one of those situations where men don't really know how to like fall on their sword and be vulnerable. I think you're allowed to get with putting her age aside, I just think I think you're allowed to get with like a surfer chick when you're more conservative, thinking to yourself, hey, you know, I really like this girl. I don't really agree with how she lives her life, but I want to see where this goes. And then boom, you know, suddenly you're like, damn, I'm invested, but I don't want to waste her time or mine. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Let's see if we can compromise.
Yeah, let's see if we could do this. And if not, I'll jump out. Now see that that is where I kind of cut the scenario off.
Where it stops.
But according to this article, he was trying to swerve a little bit after the fact. He was also too, another like little devil's advocate take. It's saying this girl aired him out and she waited until his baby was born so as not to cause stress on the mother of Jonah's child. Bro,
Wow.
you cap for real, cause you kept that shit to yourself. You want to call? I'm sorry, like this is like I know maybe this is outside of the scope of a young girl's understanding, but once you have a child, you are under stress forever. The best time to find out bad news is when you're pregnant. You ever have another human's feces in your hand and then find out bad news? You ever have somebody vomit on you and then find out bad news? So the fact that this girl was like stalking Jonah, waiting around the corner for when his baby was born to then air him out, obviously there's some foul play here. As there's something going on. Maybe she wanted more clicks, whatever. But like the fact that she's like trying to make herself look good, like, oh my God, like I was waiting to air this out until the baby was born. You didn't have to air it out at all. In fact, you could have texted his friends. I'm sure you have access to them. Right. You could have texted the wife personally. Why did we have to know that? Right. Jonah's not even like I mean, I guess he's still like a movie star, but like his main goal is to be behind the scenes, bro. It's not like you're going to stop his check. He can pay for the movies himself. Yeah, you know what I mean? You're literally doing nothing in this situation but causing Jonah Hill's baby mom problems. Stress. You're causing her the most problems in this whole situation. Because now, what if that does stop his check? How's Jonah Hill's baby mom's eating? I actually don't know what she does for a living. She's probably also rich and famous. Let's see. So I don't know. I didn't like that sneak dish shit. But like, yeah, Jonah's obviously like a fuckboy. He's
you're right.
And I feel like everyone's saying like that's like a new version of fuckboy. Clearly, I don't chill with white people. White people have been doing this therapy talk shit for a minute.
Yeah, you know, that's something that bothered me about that, and this is really some stupid shit to complain about it bothering me about. But like, they're calling it therapy talk, and sure, these are terms you do hear in therapy, but it's just kind of like him being manipulative with a decent vocabulary. It's like, call it, I don't know. I thought that was silly, but
I think the narrative is that when we think of men in terms of abuse, right? We think of emotional abuse. We think of physical abuse. But we don't think of the long game, right?
Right.
Men do their dirt. Right. Like men do their dirt very out in the open, right? They always get caught cheating. They always, you know, they're never like they're never quiet about their manipulation tactics. But I think with the Jonah Hill method, or the white guy method in general, is that the manipulation comes slow, right? You don't actually, like, you know, you kind of like trying to ease your way in and kind of again make it seem like you're being vulnerable, because the thing is, like, Jonah was almost there with what I was saying, right? He was almost there with trying to make himself seem vulnerable and like open, but he couldn't do it. He had to go. He went, hey, you can't do this, and if this is a list of things you can't do, if you do any of these things, I would like to respectfully exit the situation. Now, if he would have said, listen, I know these are things you do, and they kind of hurt me, and you know, if he would have led with his own hurt as opposed to her rules, and just switched a couple sentences around, he probably could have got another fucking 4 months out of this girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
He could have got a couple months out of her with no selfies on the gram. But so yeah, I think that is that's kind of what's going on here. Is like people are like seeing that men are taking the long game in the manipulation, which is dangerous, right? Because a crime of passion, you know, sucks, but at least, you know, it was a one hot instant. But it's like murder, right? There's second degree and there's first degree. When it's first degree, when you're fucking plotting that shit, when they can prove you plotted, they can prove you woke up multiple days in a row thinking about killing this person, as opposed to, you know, they cut you off at a stoplight and you shot him. You know, that's a way steeper crime. Yeah.
It's way more sinister to know that someone is like, I'm gonna tell her this because I know this is gonna make them feel this way, and they're gonna have to do this for me because they're gonna feel terrible if they don't.
Exactly, and I will say if there are any manipulative men out there listening to this, you're doing yourself a disservice as well, because it's when you speak like this, it kind of casts. And I don't really believe in like wizardry or anything, but like it casts a spell on yourself. where you start to believe your own bullshit, right? And you get into a place where you are, how do I put this? Like like Jonah Hill is being entirely unreasonable with this girl. And 99% of the population is reading these text messages going, this motherfucker's being unreasonable. But to him, he's not. And maybe there's a part of him that knows he's being unreasonable and he just wants control over this girl. But like over time doing shit like that, you're really kind of just talking to yourself. You're whispering to yourself that like, oh, this is fine. And eventually it's going to drive you to this place where you are unreasonable and you can't even like wrap your head around the fact that you're being unreasonable. There's this, because when you like, it's kind of like when someone says fake it so you make it. Like if you walk with your chest out and look forward and put your phone down, eventually you will be more confident. You know what I mean? If you put your chest out and you just fucking walk with some fucking confidence, walk with some stride, your appearance doesn't have to change, your fucking money doesn't have to change. As long as you just stand with a good posture and look straight ahead when you walk, you will eventually be a more confident person with only taking that one action. And it's the same thing with this kind of like slow serpent tonguing of the fucking of women. You will eventually believe your own bullshit and it'll back you in a fucking corner. And I don't really know the science behind it. You know what I think it is? I think it's because when you react out of passion, you look ridiculous in societal standards, right? If you punch a wall because a girl broke up with you or whatever, now you're just a dumbass with a hole in your wall. You know what I mean? This action didn't serve you in any way. There's nothing this punch could have hit that would have made your life better.
Right.
There's nobody who's going to see this video of you punching this wall and go, oh man, like what a sexy guy. Like there's nothing in that moment that serves you. In fact, you're going to have a hurt ass hand, a hole in your wall, a girl who's now scared of you because she saw you do this, and you know you probably look stupid in that moment, right? There's a lot of repercussions that happen when you act that quickly.
Right.
But there aren't any when you do it slow. And I think because you don't see the repercussions, I mean, this example you do, right? Like this girl's, you know, he's obviously getting called out, having these articles written about him, but he's also like a father right now. So like, you know, this is probably falling on deaf ears. He hasn't even tweeted about this. He hasn't responded to anything. Right. So, you know, I just think, to wrap it all up, guys, again, like I said, I was just playing devil's advocate for content. I don't agree with Keke Palmer's dude. I don't agree with Jonah Hill. I was just coming at it from a different angle because this is a podcast where, you know, we want you to get different angles about things. Not necessarily just for your entertainment. With all that being said, Joey, how's your dating life?
We want to hit it from different angles. That's my dating life. No pause. Why would we be pausing? We know what we're talking about.
So who are you hitting from different angles these days? The people want to
know. I'm hitting Ableton Live at different angles, making those beats. It's all the beating y'all gonna know about at least.
Listen, you were talking last week about how you want to get yourself a Dominican woman. Go outside. It's hot in Staten. You're right by Brooklyn. They're all over.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've been outside. I've been going places a little bit. Trying to chill a little bit, trying to save a little bit of money. You know, kind of get my head in the right place. But if there are any thick women who are fans of what's the word when someone doesn't want to go out a lot?
Homebody?
No. Oh yeah. Look, if you like sad boys who stay inside, make beats, and do podcasts, slide in my DMs. I will drive to wherever you are.
Wherever you like Ohio.
No. I'm not driving to Ohio.
It's a beautiful drive.
I believe it. I've heard more than one story that has not gone well that involve driving to Ohio for vagina.
Who's fucking in Ohio? I don't think I've ever even fucked in Ohio. Have I?
Is my phone doing something funny? Am I getting a phone call?
Unsure. Yeah, slide in Joey's DMs, and also slide up on the. Let's bump the socials. Bump the socials. Slide up on the podcast. Slide up on the Facebook. We have a little more Facebook followers than I thought, so thank you guys. NMT, at NMT Pod on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube right now if you're watching that. At National Meat Treasure. Subscribe to the TikTok at National Meat Treasure, and the Instagram at National Meat Treasure. I'm gonna bump that in the middle every now and again when I remember to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely feel you on the being inside thing. There's something about this summer is just like not hitting me for real. I think it's because I'm so close to getting out of Detroit that I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to move. Also, can I say something? Can I say a hot, maybe not a hot take, but y'all ladies gotta stop trying to fuck me, bro. I'm not like, I am just so like
overwhelmed, inundated.
Not overwhelmed, essentially. Like, I know I talked about the catcalling, last week and shit. And, like, that's starting to get annoying. But you know what? Like, it's whatever. It's catcalling. These are strangers. But I hate when I, like, go and, like, hang out with somebody thinking, like, oh, we're just friends. And then, sure enough, they're hitting on me. Or DMing me later. Like, you just, like, stop, people. Stop. Like, it's... first of all, let's keep it a buck. I'm not that pretty. Like, I definitely think highly of myself, but I'm not. I'm an 8, 6 if you mind. If you factor in the bank account, really, I'm not that great, man. You gotta chill. And niggas, honestly, I can't even blame the women, because niggas, step your game up. Because what are y'all doing, bro? What are y'all doing? These women are so horny, and like, why aren't y'all fucking them?
Yeah.
Did the women back themselves in the corner by saying they only want men that are 6 feet and up? Is that what it is? Are short niggas really not fucking? Because you take a lot of niggas out when you take out 6 feet and up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of us medium-sized kings out here, and we got the motion in the ocean, baby.
Tell people your height.
I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8", full of hate.
Honestly, if you are a woman and you are under like 5'3", you don't really deserve a nigga over 5'9". I think my shortest ex, my shortest ex was like 4'11". It's a little too short for me. Yeah. There's just like random moments where things feel too weird. You know what I mean? It's like, cause I'm 6 feet, she's 4'11". That's a whole 1.5 feet. That's more than a shoe taller than her. There's just moments where it just gets weird. You're like, you're looking for your keys. They're on her head. You didn't see them the whole time. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Oh no, it's over for us now because we're making fun of short women. Maybe, I don't know. I actually
are we gonna get canceled for that? I think tall women also hate short women. Really? I think there was. I don't know if it's as prominent nowadays, but like I remember back in like at least when I'm in my 20s, the small girls would like go, "Oh my god, like I'm so small. I can't believe how tiny I am. I wish I was tall like you fucking giant." And they would look up at the tall girls, and by tall, they'd be like 5'6". Like a 5'1" girl look at a 5'6" girl, like, "Oh my god, I wish I could reach stuff like you big bitch." There was a war going on outside. No man was safer.
I love me a tall queen or a short queen or a medium-sized queen. I love me the queens. Again, ladies, just like Sasha plugged our socials, real quick, let me plug the idea of you sliding in my DMs, because damn, wow, I just had a really sad thought. I was about to say because a nigga bored, and that's not nice. But no, honestly,
summer flames, you know what I'm saying?
Hit. Yeah, like it's the summer, it's hot. Like look, you don't see me. I definitely am in at least 2 people's DMs talking to myself.
You gotta be, son. You gotta be. I feel like a summer fling. You know what? I just want you to get laid so we can talk more about sex. Because I've been a whore my whole life. You've been a man of God.
My brother. Oh, my brother.
I want to, because I had a thought today, and I feel like you can't relate to the thought, but like I know if you get more bitches, you're gonna relate to the thought. Because it was a funny thought. The thing about being a man that's so funny And I think the reason, like, why the dating game is, like, one of the reasons, at least, why the dating game is so askew right now. For y'all, not for me, I'm cuffed. But men do this thing where, like, and this is biology, right? This is science. Men want the bad bitch, right? You want beautiful women, right? You just your body is telling you, oh, she's tall and she's got beautiful skin and she's got long legs. I need to procreate with her. Because that's what sex is, right? Sex is your body telling you to procreate with this person, right? Yeah. But when you're a man, sometimes your brain is so fixated on getting bad bitches that you be 3 months in, rawing her whole time. You're like, this isn't even my type. Like, yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Yeah, this is a Naomi Campbell, but I don't even like tall girls. What am I doing?
Oh, yeah, I don't, I definitely can't relate, to that. I don't know nothing. I haven't had the range. I don't got the range.
I mean, I feel like you don't even have to have sex to do that. You ever just like, all right, you ever just like be going through Instagram and you just following hot girls and then you see the same girl 2 days later and you're like, why did I follow this girl?
No, that's never happened to me.
That's never happened to you. That's never happened to you.
Not with bad bitches, and not very quickly. I mean, maybe not very quickly. I don't know. Yeah, I can't say that's happened to me. Not about women. I can't say that's happened to me. I feel like I will catch a woman on my timeline and be like, damn, I forgot about her. Oh my god, she's so fucking bad. You ever get overwhelmed? You ever just like see
get overwhelmed by how bad somebody is?
Not just how bad, but like seeing so many people, seeing so many women who were just absolutely flawless that you're just like, yo, I just can't handle this shit, bro. Like my balls.
I did have like a week on TikTok where I was like, Jesus Christ, like I don't think I should be seeing this many. Because at that point, like the algorithm, like Instagram didn't have reels, so it was just my friends' pictures. And then I got TikTok, and then TikTok is just like whenever you get TikTok, if you first download TikTok, it just shows you like the most popular creators, right? It shows you Charlie D'Amelio, whatever, and then without you really trying, it guesses very quickly what you're into. I remember I was on this app for like dead ass, maybe not even like 6 hours total, like maybe not even like a day's worth of scrolling, and immediately it was just like baddie. And I was like, what the fuck? How did I do that? I was like, how did this happen? There was no, like, within the hour, there was no white people on my feed. I didn't follow anybody. Maybe I just like started following shit like those random, like I saw like I wish I could remember what was like the first. I remember the first TikTok I saw. It was like white guys dancing in like some LA mansion.
Right.
I remember that was like the first one I saw, and I was like, oh, this is that kids app. I don't remember like the first one that was relevant, but like it switched over real quick, and I was just like, damn. Baddie. And then that was I don't think it took hold because I was going through a breakup when I got a TikTok. So I saw the baddies and I was just like, I wasn't overwhelmed, but I was like, this is it's not overwhelming because I'm too sad, but this is definitely very strange happening right now. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
There was just like a white girl.
No, go ahead. Oh, you said if it was just a white girl. Yeah.
No, I was like, there's just like a teenage white girl in my feed 2 seconds ago, and now it's just all black and brown people and women, and then the next day after that was anime, and I was like, all right, how'd they know? How did they guess? How did you make the leap from the bad bitches to the anime? I didn't search anime specifically on this app. I don't know how to work this app. I just got here. How did you figure it out? How do you know me so well? Now you're showing me animal videos? Because you know I love my Discovery Channel. Now you're fucking with me.
Oh my god. Yo, my Instagram Explore page is heavily pushing sex on me. And has been. And has not stopped for such a long time. It has just been heavily pushing sex on me. It just, like, I don't really use Instagram as a content creator. I don't use Instagram that much scrolling, like, just with my own interests on Instagram, which kind of sucks. So, because people ask me about shit or, yo, did you see this? And I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I don't be on IG because when I'm on IG, I'm posting. But So I'm not out here liking anything about women and bad bitches on Instagram. It's mostly audio stuff. It's like, oh, it's a producer meme, quick like, couple scrolls, and I'm off the app. And I hit my explore page to search something, and there's always just a really attractive woman over here. Further down the feed, it's gonna be ass, just ass. And then there will be like some kind of, in the left hand corner, some kind of a fucking like meme that alludes to sex, and then in the middle there's always like something out of pocket, like some kind of diagram of some fruit and a vegetable, like a fucking banana going into a papaya or some shit like that, with some fucking like dirty joke. I'm like, yo, Instagram, Meta, what are y'all trying to get me to do? Like, I can't just walk around jerking off anywhere I go.
I think I was gonna say that like the algorithm is so finely curated that you don't have to like really look at bad bitches for bad bitches to pop up, because my first thought was like, okay, let's say that the thing shows you 10 reels, right? If it shows you 10 reels and 2 of them are about animals and 5 of them are about women, and then the rest are about cars, I was gonna say that if you stay on the ones about women for like even like a nanosecond longer than the others, it knows what to push to you. But I don't think that's true. What I think is happening is, first of all, there's girls making tons of money on OnlyFans, and there's tons of niggas paying all these girls money for OnlyFans. So I think you can kind of throw a bad bitch in the mix of anyone's internet pot, and they're gonna swipe. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're like a straight woman, if you see like a massive ass pop up on the toilet in the middle of your workday, you're gonna go, oh man, this is a huge ass. Like, I think this ass just garners attention. Even if the algorithm is like, this probably isn't for this person, let me just throw it to him anyway, because it seems to be for everybody else.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. Quite literally, still to this day, through social media, we can also see sex sells. It sure does.
That's because
sex
okay
is
king.
That.
Sex is the most important thing in the world. I was telling somebody this weekend. I was just like, a friend of mine, she was like rattling off her accomplishments, and I was like, those are cool. I was like, I have things I want to accomplish, but I don't want to accomplish things for the sake of accomplishing them. I want to accomplish things simply so I can have more sex on islands. Like, like sex. Yeah. I've said this on the spot before. Sex, love, laughter, friendship. A good bite to eat. This is what life's all about. Like, Pulitzer Prize for what? I don't want that. Key to the city? Nah. Political power? No. I want to serve my people, my woman, and that's it. I want to serve them with laughter. I want to make her nut all over the fucking continent, and I want my fucking kid to live a happy, healthy life. That's everything else is just noise. And I've said this so many times. It's all just noise. Like I said, if I get enough money, I think the figure right now, if I could hit 210 grand a year, I will never speak again. I will just be the quiet as a mouse, gallivanting throughout the world, just absolutely silent and happy. 210 grand a year that I can make in under 50 hours a week, I'd be straight for life. And then I'd probably retire in like, I'd have to do the math on retirement for that one. Probably retire in like 15 years.
I feel like that's very doable in comparison to the amount of wealth that there is at the top. Like, it's like, oh, $210,000? That's all? That doesn't sound bad at all. Not like these princes and fucking billionaires who, they're just like, yeah, I have the entire worth of 3 countries on my wrist,
Yeah, I will. I'm sorry. I don't get jewelry, man. I really don't. Get jewelry. I get like ornaments. I get accessories. I don't get paying thousands of dollars for rocks, because that's what it is. It's rocks and minerals. I do not get it, especially when like physically you can like silver versus stainless steel. Stainless steel is a better metal. It's 1,000,000 times cheaper. It lasts forever. Silver does not. So I don't, and they look the same to the untrained eye, and probably even the trained eye from a distance, you know. So
see, that's where you're wrong, because
silver
diamonds,
tarnishes.
Yeah, silver tarnishes, but you get some good silver. It gets taken care of. It's really pretty. Gold, really, really pretty. Those diamonds, really pretty. And I think,
but you know what it is though, right?
Right.
Oh, I think what it is too is that because I've spent so much of my life poor, that I see so much value in money. Like, for example, like a Drake, right?
Of course.
Like Drake, that chain we talked about a few episodes ago, the proposal chain, whatever. That chain cost over $1 million. Yeah. And, you know, obviously Drake is Drake. Everybody around Drake is probably comparable in money to him. I'm sure 40 and all his friends, they've all got millions upon millions upon millions. But when, you know, as a normal person doing the math of how many lives I can change with $1 million, like, I couldn't see myself spending even, let's not even say $1 million, like 10,000 on a chain. Bro, there's some kid right now who can't get to who's not going to college because he doesn't have a fucking car and he lives in a small town, and 2,000 of that $10,000 would get him a fucking jalopy that would change his life. You know what I mean? 10,000's a year of college. I think that's a whole 2 years of fucking community college. You know what I mean? That's you eating for the rest of the fucking year. You know, and eating probably relatively well, almost $1,000 a month. That's you filling your fucking belly swell for a year time. So when I think about the things I care about, like, again, serving my woman, serving my people, making sure everybody's okay, making sure everybody's taken care of, I could not bring myself to spend $10,000 on a chain, knowing the lives I can change with it. Now, again, obviously Drake is not surrounded by people that $10,000 is going to make a difference to, but, you know. And obviously, I'm never going to be a Drake level person because I haven't been writing pop songs since 2009. So that's not in the cards for me. I don't think I will ever make more than $3 million in a single year in my life. I think I can probably do $1 million. I'm pretty focused that if I really wanted to, I can make $1 million. Because I feel like once you pass the $250,000 barrier, I feel like shit runs a lot smoother after that.
I'll take your word for it. I'll figure that out when I'm over there.
I mean, the more money you make, the more money you make, you know?
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That is a fact. Which is so frustrating about capitalism when people don't understand the concept of privilege. It's like, you don't, like, how do you not get how growing up poor puts someone in a position to never succeed, and growing up with a little bit more resources and support puts someone in a position to succeed exponentially. You know, I know a woman who she's a teacher. She's a longtime teacher. She's an educator, and she has a son. You know, she makes a decent living. She's been a teacher for a long time, and she keeps him in baseball, soccer, this sport, this program, that program. Just keeps him busy. He has the support to stay busy so that he will have a good, well-rounded life and has a good routine and understands discipline. And then when you get to fucking college, shit makes more sense and you get into the company and then you're living the regular fucking American dream. Whereas, like, niggas be 12 years old being like, I think I'm going to get into the business of crack because ain't shit else work the first 12 years. I've been here 12 years of my life. Shit has been rough. Might as well get a job on the corner or take it from somebody. Because when you have someone who's spending, $10,000 on like a bracelet, it's like, oh, I could just take the bracelet.
Where do you think you fall on that spectrum? Are you the 12-year-old crack dealer? Or are you the suburbanite who's ready for life? I don't know much about your upbringing.
Like you said, it's a spectrum. So I'm in the middle of that spectrum. I'm very fortunate to have been in the middle of that spectrum and not closer to one side, to the poor side specifically. But you know.
I do know. Yeah. So yeah, I think people need to believe that they can come from nothing and be everything, and that's why society picks up. Again, this is a capitalist power. Society will boost up those stories of like, this guy came from fucking dirt and now he's rich. And again, we also live in a society that does that, and that's why I'm so about like knowing a cutoff amount as far as money goes, right? I'm you know what I mean? Like I want X, Y, and Z amount of dollars to shut the fuck up, but I want those dollars to put back into my people, because again, I don't care about having the dollars. I care about having the community. I care about having the family, not family, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just I care for putting on my people, but I think people need to people need to believe that they can be Drake even though they're 40 and have been poor their whole life, and that's why they shit on those who are in different positions. Yeah, I wonder. And this just kind of brings back to the Jonah Hill thing. I wonder what's his shut up amount. Because he's got to be worth. He's got to be clearing a few million every year, and for him to like, what's weird too about the whole thing? It's like, I hate to say it, but like, he just wanted to control somebody, right? Because like with me, it's like if I have access to every woman on the planet, I'm not bothering sending more than 3 text messages to any woman. Like ever. Like I'm not gonna try to convince you to do nothing. I'm fucking Jonah Hill. I'm the nigga from Superbad. I was on Jay Leno last week. Like I don't. I'm not gonna convince nobody. I can just find y'all. Y'all gonna find me if I get on Bumble right now. If I get on Raya, it's a Rapskis. Yeah. So I just wonder like what somebody at his level. Yeah, I just wonder what somebody at his level would have to be like content.
I think some people don't have shut off amounts because like they get like, kind of corrupted or they're kind of crazy, like there are people who are like, yo, my shut up amount is 5 million and I'm making 7. I'm on vacation right now, doing my 3 baby mothers, all together. We got a little happy life going on, all my kids go to private school and they eat caviar for lunch. And then there are the people who are like, I'm crazy and I'm rich and I'm going to get richer, so I have more power to be crazier.
You know who actually introduced me to that concept? I mean, I think I introduced myself to the concept, but because like that's just who I am. I've never been like a money motivated person. But do you remember Vince Staples' like GoFundMe?
No, he had a GoFundMe.
Yeah, he put out a whole like commercial where he was like, or not commercials on YouTube, but he was like, I guess he put out this album. I think it was the Big Fish album, and basically there was like a lot of critique about it because it wasn't his normal like hood formula, which he had dropped because he did a whole interview about that, about how he's like, I'm out the hood, I don't need to do all this anymore, and it was like a whole backstory. But he released a thing. He was like, hey, I'm gonna post a GoFundMe for $2 million. Once I hit 2 million, I will shut the fuck up. He's like, I will not make music. I'll buy myself a fucking... What was the car? I think it was like a Lincoln Navigator. He's like, I'll buy myself like a Lincoln Navigator, buy mama a house, buy me a house, and I'll shut the fuck up. And I'll never hear from me again. He's even said on interviews, and he's obviously like not a big talker. Like during that point in time, I think that was like 2015, like 2018, he was talking a relatively large amount for him, but he doesn't really talk much anymore. But I remember him saying in an interview relatively recently where he was like, I'd rather be a 9-to-5 dude. Like he's like, these Hollywood people are fucking weird. And then you leave Hollywood and people know who you are, so now you gotta play nice with the you gotta be nice to the fans, but it's like, dog, I'm just trying to get a fucking smoothie. Like, what? So I think Vince Staples like put a lot into perspective for me, especially when I was going through a weird time where I was on like a money revenge scheme. So like all I would do was like be on finance YouTube, and I was like, I would just work overtime and be on finance YouTube trying to like figure things out. And luckily from that time I have a really huge credit score, but I've since chilled out on the money anxiety. Not chilled out per se, but I tried to let it get to me. I mean, if you think, I know my girl's probably listening to this, like, this nigga's always worried about money. But like, if you would have met me in 2018, 2019, 2020, I was geeking about it.
Yeah.
But,
niggas was on some shit. Man, remember the crypto, the initial crypto boom? That was an interesting time.
Dude, I didn't get no crypto. No, I'm mad. I actually bought Doge. So I remember the numbers. I think Doge was at like 0.0001 or some shit. And then it got all the way up to 6 cents or like 7 cents. And I bought it at 7 cents, thinking like that was the low because I just didn't read quick enough. And then it got up to like 0.9 cents or something. And then I was like, I'll get $600 if I cash this out right now. But I'm like, $600 is not gonna change my life, so I'm just gonna let it sit there. So I've had like a negative 20 Dogecoin for like 5 years now. I'm just waiting for Elon to tweet about it again. Maybe in like 2091, I'll fucking maybe that's how maybe all my money plans will fail, and then just everything will fall through, and then suddenly Dogecoin will spike up to a full dollar. And I'll get out the game immediately.
Yeah, and you will be saved. Yeah, I might have some fractions of some coins or something kicking around in some kind of fucking crypto wallet that I don't remember or some shit. Sure was a crazy time, man. I'm tight. I missed all the opportunities to come up on some cash real quick. There's a couple of people I know who the way they were on it, I'm like, I don't think you played the game right, dog, because you shouldn't be at this job anymore with the type of shit you was saying you was doing. It was like, you're supposed to...
Did you see the one fucking... Oh my God. There was an interview with this dude. Fucking... This guy, like, looked like a dinosaur, dude. He was just like... He looked like a caveman. He was, had like a... He was like in his 20s, but he had like this thick... Like, these thick eyelids and these big bulging eyes and this crazy beard, crazy hair. Just looked like an insane... psychopath weirdo gamer, and he got like $3 million from, or he had, spoiler alert, he had up to $3 million if he would have cashed out his GameStop shit. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna let it ride. And there was this financial YouTuber that had him on the podcast, and he was like, bro, I'll do the math for you right now. If you cash out today and put X amount of dollars into this fund and X amount of dollars into this fund, X amount of dollars into this fund, you will make more than your salary in just interest forever. You cash out today. And he's like, no, I'm gonna let it ride. And then obviously he lost fucking everything. And I don't know what his job was. I think he was making like 40 grand a year, so it probably had to be like an Amazon warehouse type job or some shit like that. And the YouTuber laid it out. He was like, if you invest in this, and this, you will make about 67K every year without doing anything.
Incredible. That is incredible that you are, like, I mean, look, you're saying he said he wanted to let it ride, so maybe he had a plan. I don't want to discount this man's plan.
Oh, no, the way this dude was talking, I'll send you the link if I can find it. He was dumb. He did not look like a smart person.
If a YouTube financer who, in this day and age, is damn near an economist, because that's how our world is today, if I'm on the podcast with you and you tell me, yo, you cash out your shit like this, I'm gonna have to ask myself, well, what am I waiting for? What is the level? Because maybe I will finish this podcast and then we gonna talk in private about how to get this plan in play, so that way, every month, I could, like, I don't know, buy a new car or go to a different country with a different person that I pay for, like buying the person, like trafficking, like that kind of money. I guess what I'm saying is that I might be involved in human trafficking if I get enough money. That's what I would have done. Like, buy me a person, buy an assistant.
Buy an assistant. I don't think human trafficking is the business for you. I feel like...
Yeah, I don't think so either.
You have too much of a heart. Your eyes are too pure and kind for you to traffic humans.
I'm gonna try to fuck anything I traffic. Oh, this is getting dark. I don't think I'm gonna go. All I'm saying is, man, bro, I hate that guy for not doing the right thing. Even though had he done the right thing, he'd probably just be a bad rich person.
This is why, bro. You ever watch that show? I never watched it, but I mean, I've watched like a couple like clips from it. But that show about people who win the lottery and fuck it up so quickly, like in under a year, like they'll win millions upon millions. Oh. That's why I had to think about like a real number that's like attainable and that I can like sustain myself on, because like and that's why I like try to live below my means all the time, because like if I ever, because I see all these rappers, dude, and like these YouTubers, and like they don't respect money because they get it so fucking young. You know what I mean? That's why you got Jake Paul spending $800,000 on a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card, whatever the fuck. Pokemon card. I should have got that right. I respect the Japanese culture. It's half my personality. But yeah, that's why you have these people like spending all this money. They get it so, and like back to the Drake example. Like when was, how old was Drake when Best I Ever Had came out? 2009. I think me and Drake are the same age, or Drake's like a year older than me or something like that. So 20 something. Like people don't have any respect for the money they're getting, and when I get some fucking money, I'm gonna respect it. That's why I gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm gonna respect it. There's no way you're gonna get me to talk when my face is being covered in the butt cheeks of Brazilian women. If I got the money for
traffic.
That I did not traffic. That I went to visit.
I'll tell you what, spending money on a woman, though, I feel like that will really make you respect money. You know what I mean? Because that's like an ever-changing... It's not... You know what I mean? No, I'm being serious. Because, like you know when you, like, serotonin buy something, you're like, damn, I want some... Like, I got to get some jeans today. I got to get a new shirt. You just made a quick little serotonin buy because you're... That is different than... Because they return... You don't really yield returns on that, right? Like, you wear the pants... You might look cool in the pants. Maybe you'll get a compliment in the pants. Maybe. But really, like, the highest high you're ever going to have with these pants is at that register. Hitting cha-ching and then putting them on for the first time and they fit nice. That's the highest you're going to get. When you spend money on a woman that you're in love with, that you're feeling... You don't even have to be in love for real, but, like, if you're just... I mean, I guess you do. Yeah, I guess you do. You got to be in love for real. But, like, when you're just, like, spending money on, like... another person's joy, this doesn't even have to be a woman, really. Another person's joy, and like that's your people. That is a feeling that just doesn't go away. Like you are contributing to the someone else's well-being that's in your circle. So by proxy, it's also your well-being.
Yeah, you're making someone happy.
And like I said, I wish I had more money to spend on the people I give a fuck about, and I don't. But like I said, I will one of these days change that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yep, same.
Yeah, I'm about to go back into the manual labor shit because I just feel like, first of all, I apologize to all the overtime I didn't work, because there was a time in my life where I could have worked like hours and hours of overtime, and I would always convince myself not to because I thought I wasn't living enough life. But if I would have fucking buckled down and gotten my grind season for a couple of months, I could have been living very differently, even if I had lost that job. So shout out to all the overtime I missed out on. Shout out to all the niggas working overtime right now to put on for their people.
For real.
I'm about to come join you. If you got a job for me, let me know.
Word. It's crazy. You need multiple income streams. Like it's crazy how it used to be like, oh, to be a millionaire, you need multiple income streams, and now it's like to make ends meet, you need multiple income streams. Like you need 2 jobs and a side hustle.
Yeah, ain't that some shit, bro? You got to go to school and then have a side hustle to pay off the fact that you went to school, even though you making way more than other people who didn't go to school. It's crazy.
It's fucked up. Like, I'm gonna need to invest in some drugs to sell.
I will say this though. I love the fact that I'm such a hater, because I love when I see people post, you know, I did all the right things. I went to school. You know, I got the job, and I'm still struggling. Like, I didn't go to school. I drank 40s and bought bases in the Bronx, and we in the same position. There's people I work with that have school loans, and they went to school for my job. Yeah. That's ass. That's treacherous.
Ooh, that is treacherous. I mean, maybe that's also a testament to your resilience, you know? Like, that's how strong you are. You know, they had a very straightaway route to where you are. They were like, I go to school, I do this. And you had to fight and claw and finesse and finagle and figure and learn on your own. But if at the end of the day, y'all both struggling, that's fucked, man. I'd be It's like you said, niggas was drinking 40s in the Bronx and in Queens.
Well, we was both drinking 40s, but they was drinking 40s in a dorm that was
right.
$6,000 a month.
Yes.
And I was drinking 40s in a Bronx basement that I lived in for 3 days, and no one knew I was there. Shout to the streets. But we'll end it there. Check us again. I already plugged everything. We're gonna plug everything again. Follow me at thin.cruel.lips on TikTok and Instagram, and follow the pod at National Meat Treasure on TikTok and Instagram, and at NMT Pod on Facebook. Do I have anything else to plug? If you want to be a guest while Christian's on hiatus, pull up on us. Yeah. Let us know. Yeah. You got a camera? You got a phone? Something. Let's get some people on here. Let's get some new faces. Yeah. Or if you want to be a returning guest, pull up on us. I want to get Trinity back.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh my god. Love Girls Can't Geek. I love the girls from Girls Can't Geek because they can geek. They're sexy geeks.
Because they can geek.
I'm gonna give the people some sauce. The basic tech requirements: you need some kind of a good quality microphone, and if you have a smartphone, there is an app that you can use that will make it your camera. It comes out mad clear. It's great. So those are the things you need. All right. So if you can handle that, then maybe we might do something. Maybe.
You could even use your computer camera if the lighting setup is decent enough, because you don't want to come on here looking crazy.
Yeah. But follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Saint Thrillah. You won't see much from me on either accounts lately. I'm still figuring out my new content setup in my new space. But follow me there anyway. You will see me in the stories. I'm somewhat active there. And ladies, if you slide in my DM, I will be more active on Instagram. Bring me to the app, ladies. Please. Don't leave me out here looking sad.
Look at us side by side. If you were about to slide in my DMs, this is a great substitute. This is a pretty nigga. Like, he's got lighter eyes than me. He's got the blonde dreads. He's got parents. You know what I mean? He's got a family. This is a way better choice.
Leave my nigga Sasha alone, all right? He's spoken for, and y'all are out of pocket, okay? Y'all are out of pocket. Y'all treating him like a piece of meat, and he is a piece of meat, but not everybody gets to have that piece of meat, okay? All right? You just... he's filet mignon, right? He's not fucking London broil, all right? So don't come out here trying to get at my man like you just deserve it, like he's on sale.
And my boy Thrillah over here is Wagyu. He's a much more expensive meat. Baby,
I am the grapes that you steal from the package when you shop at the grocery store. When they pop through, you pop a little grape in your mouth. That's me. I'm for you. Whoever you are. Whoever you are. Anyway, this has been the National Meat Treasure Podcast.
Peace.